Quickly going into Bitcoin on the day today. Bitcoin again pulling back here. You can see again nice little dip here on the Bitcoin chart, coming back in after testing 100,000, coming back in there. Again, watch 100K on the upside. If we break above that, it could go all the way back up to here. If it comes back in, this is your key support. If it breaks that, there's a little bit of an air pocket below.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Verified Investing's chief market strategist Gareth Soloway reveals institutional-level analysis and techniques to retail investors. Gareth shows the best trade setups of the day, key levels and insights.
Let's take a look at what the markets did today, and we can see exactly what we just described. We have the Dow up about 109 points today, NASDAQ eking out a $25 gain or 25-point gain. The S&P is just up $3.70. Oil today, which was up earlier, it pulled back just fractionally here, but nonetheless, that small bullish pattern is still in the chart. Gold gained about $18 on the day, so again, good for the gold miners. We've seen some of those gold miners get decimated over the last month or so, ever since gold pulled back from about 2,800 back to about 2,600. Bitcoin today, it kind of kept its losses here, less volatile than usual in that a lot of times intraday you'll see a pop back to 98, 99, then a pullback. Here we just kind of stayed around that 95, 96,000 level on Bitcoin for a majority of the day. And again, remember, we have our key levels. You're looking at Bitcoin, 100,000 is your resistance level right now. If that breaks, then you can retest 108 to 110. If you break below 91 to 92, then you're headed probably down towards 75. I know that seems like a big drop, but that's the next major, I repeat, major level of support. In terms of the price action, look at this, guys. Look at how much gray is on the screen here. Usually when I do this, the heat map is showing us like some red, some green, which again, green is when it's up decently on the day. Red is when it's down decently. Anytime you see gray, it means it's basically less than 1% move on these stocks. And so this is just telling us that it's generally holiday mode. In fact, a majority of the gains today, the big moves, were in these Wall Street bets type plays. Rigetti, Soundhound, these type of names, these are the ones that were making big moves. They had huge volume, but again, they're kind of on those borderline like pump and dumps type things. I know people will disagree with me, but in general, just remember GameStop. It had those big runs in 2021, and then it had the big pullback. So as long as the music is playing, those stocks can continue to go higher, but just be aware that at a certain point when the music stops, they will have big pullbacks. We'll take a look at a couple of those just to kind of take a gander. Now, looking at here, if we look at this chart, this is the S&P. Notice again, today we are ending the day basically up 27 cents, which is essentially flat on the S&P. But notice this trend line. This is one that I'm watching now. Do we float above this? If you float above it, we could test the highs here, maybe even go a little higher. But this right now, right here, is our resistance line. If we flip over to the S&P, you can see it's right around this 6,050 level, right here. And again, those same lines just shown on the S&P 500 chart versus the Spiders chart, which again is the tracking ETF. There's that upper trend line, that lower trend line, and where we are currently hugging right into that level here. So that's a level that I'll be watching tomorrow. Does the market on light volume, on retail participation, lack of an institutional participation, does it push through this level and maybe test the all-time highs one more time at 6,100? Or does this really put in the top here? And again, it'll be interesting to see. I would tend to favor a little upside bias because of the light volume.
With Bitcoin dominance back up to almost 60% at a price stall in the last few days of 2024, there's a growing belief among traders that it may be time to switch their accumulation strategy toward altcoins. Altcoins, at this juncture, offer a far more optimal risk-reward profile than Bitcoin does, pseudonymous crypto trader Dimes said in a December 27X post, adding, "Time to DZA Bitcoin is over for another 1.5 plus years." About 84% of crypto investors have used the dollar cost averaging strategy, and 59% still use it as their primary way to buy crypto, according to a survey published by Kraken on October 7. The DCA strategy involves investing a certain amount of money in an asset at a fixed, regular time to capture the highs and the lows, resulting in one average purchase price. Dime said to their 64,400x followers that the altcoin market in 2025 will be silly AF, and that there may be higher risk/reward opportunities in assets from Dogecoin to Solana or a wider range of meme coins. Still, Dime said existing Bitcoin holders should stay the course and ride it up. The trader added, assuming, of course, the cycles continue. Echoing a similar sentiment, Soap Capital CEO Tyler Durden said in a December 26X post that the next leg up will be glorious. Durden added, I'm toying with the idea that it may be the final legs and cycles are, in fact, still a thing. Cine Main Ventures partner Adam Cochran appeared to agree, saying a U.S. Bitcoin strategic reserve has low odds with current Congress, which could make it hard to see Bitcoin outperforming the rest of the market in the short term. Other assets will benefit from regulatory clarity, new launches, new ICO eras, etc., and that will suck a lot of liquidity out of the room for BTC, Cochran said in a December 26X post.
Let's take a look at silver here. Silver, and then we'll quickly look at gold. Silver again, flat to positive on the day. There's your bearish consolidation, your breakdown, and slowly it should retrace to the scene of the crime before seeing its next leg to the downside. And then gold, gold actually looks a little bit better. Gold, again, recapturing this trend line, looking like it might want to rally up. The big level to watch on gold to the upside is going to be this $2,720 level. If we can get up to there, that'll be resistance. If it breaks, it can go back to new all-time highs. If not, it's going to be stuck between this upsloping line here. We can stretch that out there and this one. It's kind of forming a wedge pattern where the price can kind of consolidate, and then we'll eventually have to make a decision, either a breakup or a breakdown. Oil today, quickly checking in on oil. A little bit of a down move here, just a little bit of a pullback. Still, as long as it stays above this line, it's bullish in the near term. And again, watch for that to potentially make a move to the upside. And natural gas had a pretty nasty fall today. But as I explained this morning in the game plan, there just is no trading levels at this time. We have this trend line up here. It's a beauty right there. And again, right now, it's just chopping inside of these two levels with big moves to the upside and big moves to the downside.
Private Bitcoin transactions, using a process called CoinJoin, have tripled since 2022 as a result of big Bitcoin accumulators accelerating their purchases, according to CryptoQuant. These Bitcoin whale addresses are primarily linked to spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, MicroStrategy, and custodial wallets, according to CryptoQuant's Kai-Young Ju, who said in a December 26X post that whales frequently use privacy transactions to transfer their funds to new institutional investors. CoinJoin transactions pool inputs and outputs from several parties in a way that obfuscates who might own an unspent transaction output. Youngju shut down the idea that CoinJoin transactions are mostly used by hackers to launder stolen funds, noting that Chainalysis reported $2.2 billion in hacking losses in 2024, which accounted for only 0.5% of Bitcoin's $377 billion in realized cap inflows. While publicly listed firms must disclose their holdings, Youngju said there remain unidentified Bitcoin whales that have accumulated up to 420,000 Bitcoin, worth over $40 billion. Who are these whales? Youngju asked. Some commenters on the post wondered if a nation-state is discreetly building a Bitcoin reserve behind closed doors, while others speculated it may be a sanctioned country trying to mitigate sanction risks. Russia recently passed legislation authorizing foreign trade in Bitcoin and other crypto assets. CoinJoin's potential for misuse has captured the attention of law enforcement around the world, including United States authorities, who arrested the founders of privacy-focused Bitcoin non-custodial service, Samurai Wallet, and seized its website in April. At the time, the U.S. Department of Justice said Samurai's CoinJoin feature had executed $2 billion in unlawful transactions and facilitated over $100 million in money laundering from dark web markets such as Silk Road and Hunter Market. Dutch authorities in August 2022 detained Alexei Pertsev, the creator of crypto mixing tool Tornado Cash. He was found guilty of money laundering in May 2024. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.